starting a new series called Healthy Living Videos. They're different from Wellness Wednesday because they focus less on medical research and more on general tips to improve your high school experience. We hope you'll be able to use some of these tips to help you do great this semester. The first recommendation we have is to keep a planner. Planners are super important for keeping track of what you need to do and when. They're particularly useful when you have a lot of work to do and it feels like it just keeps piling up. With a planner, you can set days for yourself to do specific things so you don't procrastinate on doing them. They're also great for remembering what you need to do and what you have done. How you organize your planner is often up to what best fits you, but I personally organize my planner by creating a series of bullet points with each task that I need to complete, and then 2 letters next to it. One that signifies the amount of time it'll take and another for the difficulty. For example, I could write IS math homework. The I stands for intermediate difficulty and the S stands for short amount of time. This helps me figure out what I need to prioritize for the day. I can also add an underline if it's particularly important, such as if it's due that day. The second thing we'd like to talk about is note-taking. As I'm sure many of your teachers have impressed upon you, it's super important to take notes. It's beneficial for remembering what you have learned and being able to recall it at a later date, such as when you need to take a test. The amount of notes you take and how you organize them is super influential to your note-taking abilities. I personally do what's called light Cornell notes. It's essentially just taking normally fairly organized notes and then going back and adding organization to them. I do this by drawing lines to divide the distinct subjects and then labeling each section with the subject in the margins. I then use highlighters on important phrases such as words that are being defined. You can also take digital notes if you feel like that better fits you, but keep in mind that it's been shown that physical notes that are more beneficial for your comprehension than digital notes because of how it activates your brain. The third thing is online organization. It's especially important during these times at home. If you haven't already organized your Google Drive, you likely have a lot of old work from previous years just lying around. But to easily organize this, you can create an archive folder where you can hide all those files without deleting them. So you can go back to them if you need them for another class or maybe for college. Our second recommendation would be to organize the rest of your Google Drive for the classes that you have this semester. It's best to do this by creating personal, not shared folders for each of your classes, and then within those folders, creating subfolders to divide your assignments. It could also be useful to color code your folders and make them more visually appealing and organized. When you create your folders, they'll automatically be organized alphabetically, but you can force some folders to the top by putting a period or an asterisk before its name. Another useful thing you can do to organize your digital workspace is to create new windows for all the classes that you have that day. For example, I can have one window open for just my math class where I have the first tab as the Schoology homepage, and then all the other tabs open for all the work and homework that I need to do for my math class. Once I'm done with my math class, I can switch my window to the next class where I have all my assignments for that class, and so on. This strategy is good for preventing clutter when you need to have a lot of tabs open, as well as keeping track of what classes you need to do work in. It may also be useful to look through the settings on your computer, as there may be additional ways to help you personalize it with built-in features, such as nightlight on Windows, which makes using your screen at night so much easier on your eyes. It would also be useful to have bookmarks for your classes or important websites for you to easily access them without having to spend time searching them up every morning. When it comes to browsers, we strongly recommend that you use Chrome or Firefox, otherwise you can encounter troubles with Georgie. You can also customize these browsers with extensions, also known as add-ons, which are basically online tools you can download to make your browser fit you personally a bit better. You can download things such as ad blockers, extensions for YouTube, privacy protectors, dark themes for your browsers, grammar checkers, RSVP tools, and more. This should allow you to create your digital landscape as you desire it. And finally, our last recommendation is to consider making 2 different accounts on your computer. It may be useful to make a personal account where you can have all your distractions such as social media and entertainment, but then also make a school account where you keep all of your schoolwork. This is useful because it can help you avoid the temptation of using social media or watching YouTube during school. We hope you were able to learn some tips to help you organize your work physically and digitally. As a review, you can use a planner to organize your work, take organized notes to help you learn, organize your Google Drive with folders, divide your classes into separate windows, use bookmarks, and use extensions to customize your browsers. Thank you. Have a great week.